Whenever you try to access any website, so you find the error that this website is not secure. So it means that the data between client and the server machine is not encrypted, and this kind of traffic and this kind of implementation generally is not recommended in current IT world, because there are number of bad guys which known as hackers will try to hack the data and will try to disrupt the services inside our data center. And whenever we talk about the web services, so the important thing is that these web services are directly interacting with the internet. So in this case, we require very high level recommended security practices to protect our infrastructure, services, operations, and all stuff related to the IT. Hello and welcome to all of you on my productive and industry oriented training platform. So basically, whenever we talk about client and server machine session, so it's recommended that this session must be encrypted, because if this session is not encrypted, so any hacker can easily hack the data and down the services on both sides, might be on the client side and the server side as well. So in the previous days, we were using HTTP with web services. So HTTP can communicate between client and server machine, but unfortunately this protocol don't have the capacity of encryption. That's why we need a kind of protocol which have the capacity, which have the competency to encrypt the data between client and server machine. And when we talk about the SSL, so SSL has the capacity. Basically, when we integrate our SSL protocol with HTTP, so it will become HTTPS, Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. So it's a additional kind of protocol which encrypt all kinds of data between client machine and server machine. So by this means we can protect our operations, our applications, our protocols and services from all kinds of attacks which might be possible in our IT operations. When we discuss about the security, so we know that there are number of things which require security, because we have services, applications, protocols, virtual machines, physical host machines inside the data center, and we have a number of switches and other stuff in the IT infrastructure. So the important thing is that if we want to more emphasize on the security domains, so we need to categorize this infrastructure. So by that means we can protect our data center in more competent way. So at level 1, we are going to secure our physical infrastructure, and then we will cover the virtualization infrastructure, and in the same manner we will go and deploy security best practices on the storage area network, and in the same manner we will protect our switches, our server machines and all other stuff which include protocols, applications, services and that kind of stuff. So regarding the security, we must have to focus on all the domains. But when it's come to SSL, you must have to understand that it's a single kind of protocol which protect your web server from 10 types of major security threats or 10 types of major security attacks.
Well, when we talk about the security attacks, so there is a very common and critical kind of attack which is known as man in middle attack. So if we don't have any kind of encrypted data, so it means that anyone can capture the data between end user and the web server. So without SSL, there is the maximum possibility that anyone can launch a kind of attack where he or she can listen the traffic between client and server machine in very easy way. And if we move forward, so the second type of attack is known as eavesdropping, where we can say that it's a kind of man in middle attack. But the important thing is that in the man in middle attack, user can also inject the data. While when we talk about the eavesdropping is a kind of attack where the hacker can only listen the data. They can capture the important information like username, password, credit card numbers, but he or she cannot inject any kind of data during the eavesdropping. And if we move forward, there are further types of attack which include data tampering, phishing, session hijacking, DNS spoofing, and downgrade attacks, brute force password attacks, and packet injectioning, reply attacks. So there are multiple types of attacks in the security world. But the important thing is that if you have a SSL certificate, so you can easily protect your web servers from all these kinds of threats. In the coming episodes, we will definitely discuss all these threats in detail. But right now, we just focus that if we don't have any kind of SSL certificate, so we need to be ready for a number of threats and security alerts and attacks from the intruders, hackers, and other bad guys which are working in the internet industry. So I hope you get the real concept of the SSL and the drawbacks if you don't have the SSL certificate. So in the coming episode, we will go and find how we can create these certificates and implement as well on the platform of CentOS, Linux, Debian, Ubuntu, and Microsoft as well. Thank you very much.